The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on and he missed the complete that. He's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield before. He slides through. He tags Richard.
From the land of diamonds and waffles, you're looking at Circuit Zolder, which today plays host to the third of 6 weeks of racing to qualify for the 2017 Blancpain GT World Championship, and you'll be able to watch all the action from Pace Lap to Victory Donuts live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Guten Mittag, everyone, and welcome to another GSRC broadcast. I'm your host, Bill Soups On, alongside my partner, Sean Crackers Ambrose. Making this whole thing happen is the man in the van, as fast on the track as he is turning the knobs and pushing the sliders, our director/streamer, Amjad Yaman. And he's been armed with the camera locations created exclusively for GSRC by Dougie Beer. This streamy award-worthy pre-race show will count us down to the green flag when our field of Audis, Mercedes, BMWs, McLarens, and Fords roar into the first sweeping left-hander, starting the clock on this 90-minute contest. It's safe to say the first 2 rounds have been very exciting, and we expect nothing less for today. So bring cyberspace into your place, grab a cup of mayonnaise to dip your french fries in, crack open a Yazoo, put the Lazy Boy recliner to good use, and enjoy the simulated GT3 action that will be streaming your way. And now let's bring in Sean Ambrose to talk about a track that some say has about as much flow as a man with a weak prostate. Love it or hate it, it's Zolder.
It certainly is. Built in 1963, Circuit Zolder, Turleman, if you will. This 2.49 mile undulating circuit is pretty historic over here in Belgium, and boy, we're going to see a great race today on these 10 turns. But I'll tell you what, if you're looking for straight out flatline speed and lots of momentum, you're not going to get it here, because there's a lot of technical sections of this track that Joe Peak is going to hop in the GSRC GT3 car, take us around, and show us what it's like to get around Zolder.
All right, we've got Kevin Brown in the GSRC BMW, so let's do a lap around Zolder. Coming to turn 1, it's a fast downhill left-hander with a very late apex. Turn in too early and be ready to slide off into the gravel. From there, switch left and set up for 2. This corner and 3 are basically one long arc, but be careful not to push too far wide, because the big sausage curbs on the outside can get your car all out of sorts. Keep the power on through 3 and immediately get ready for 4. The car carries a ton of speed through this long sweeper, and it's critical that you nail the exit without leaving the track limits. That's because at the end of this backstretch is one of the most popular overtaking spots, so don't leave yourself vulnerable. Also, make sure not to get too greedy on these huge inner curbs, because they can destroy your suspension. From there, we climb the crest and stay left to set up for the second chicane. This is a maddeningly slow and technical set of corners. I wish they could have just extended the runoff instead of putting this thing here, because it's a mess to navigate. From there, turn 7 is going to have a lot of banking, so using every inch of the circuit from apex to track out is going to pay off. One more big crest, and now we stay left and brake hard for 8. This is another favorite passing zone, so keep an eye on your mirrors. Make sure in late apex this bad boy for the best launch possible. Straighten out the itty-bitty chicane of 9, and then stay right for the final chicane. Watch out for guys heading for the pit lane. They won't be braking, and if you get fixated on them, you're following them in. This is another part where the giant inner curbs can ruin your day, so pay them some respect. Once again, get your exit right, straighten the car out, and now you've completed a lap around Zolder.
Joe Peak takes us around a recorded lap on the chicane-infested Zolder circuit. And just like a lap around Zolder, a lap around the point standings has a few twists and turns to make things a little messy. As stated in the opening, this is the third of 6 weeks of racing, but each week has 3 separate races, 2 on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. So as we look at these points, they reflect the raw totals of all 8 previous races, with the upcoming race that we're about to broadcast being the 9th race, the 3rd Sunday race so far. And if your eyes haven't glazed over yet, this should do the trick. The calculations on who advances takes only the best result of each of the 6 weeks and drops the worst race result. But we're just going to look at the raw totals. Now, up there on top, really no surprise, it's VRS Coanda SimSport dominating this week, winning both Saturday races by 13 and 36 seconds. And you know, they've raced in all 8 events and have won 6 of them. They are just crushing the qualifying sessions here. Pure Racing Team Red with a 2nd in the late Saturday race. Enix Blue struggled with a 9th in the late Saturday race. Zolder is proving to be a poor track for the Ford. Pure Racing Team Black also struggles, but in the Audi did not finish, and 10th on Saturday. Now, Evolution Racing Australia Logitech makes their first appearance on the chart. They had a strong 4th and a 3rd place showing so far. They hail from Australia, a group we're familiar with here on the Global Sim Racing channel. They race in the IDA series. GT3s and Renaults down there, Formula Renaults. Let's go to what we're going to call the cut line here. Now, again, remember, this is very unofficial, but the top 25 should get to go into the 2017 season. That line could move down a little bit depending on how things play out with drivers needing to requalify their teams. Look at Inex Red currently on the bubble. You know, they were in the top 5, but had nothing to worry about. Looks like this week they'll be fine when they put in their drop weeks. And again, keep in mind that these are all official iRacing totals without the best week or the drop week calculations. Okay, if I haven't confused you enough there, Sean's going to bring us home with something a little more simpler to talk about. And Sean, that's the series details.
Yeah, this is a little more cut and dry because we know what they're doing
next
here.
Time, man.
Yeah. All right. So this is, as you mentioned, this is round 3 of 6 with the one drop week, of course. Okay. But let's talk about the cars. The Audi, the R8 GT3, great car. Going to be great here because you need a good handling machine here at Zolder. The BMW, the Z4, another great car here. Okay. Again, you need one that can handle BMW, of course, our favorite tank on the track. Then that GT3, the Ford GT car with a lot of great horsepower, great straight line speed, a bit of a sled in the turn. So going to be tough. The GTs are going to maybe be at a bit of a disadvantage today. The same with the McLaren, the MP412C. Great car, great cornering ability, flat out speed there, but a little sluggish. I said great cornering ability. It also can serve on the other side of that, being a little sluggish. So got to watch out. Now the Mercedes are strong every week. The Mercs will be strong here. So 5 great cars to watch today. A 90-minute race today. Okay, we're only going an hour and a half. There will be one driver swap. That is mandatory. We're looking at one pit stop here in this 90-minute session today. So the strategy should be pretty straightforward. Get to your number and then swap them out.
And we go here. Of course, we have dynamic weather that's going to come up. We'll talk about the weather as we get going, but let's go ahead and talk about the qualifying because we have a full grid here today. Sitting in the front row, it's Iberica Racing Interactive 4. Up there, going to be on the pole position. Enex Racing Red's going to be outside them in row 2.
This is an easy one, Soup. Pure Racing Team Black on the inside of row 2, and Pure Racing Team Red On the outside of row 2.
Black and red side by side. Getros SST Orange in the 5th position. Outside them, Jim Racing Yellow.
All right, Radicals Online Steel Series will start 7th, and Triton Racing rounds out row 4 and 8th.
Oh, a scary team name here. Black Star Racing Gemini. Oh, man. That's... Use the force on that one. And Jim Racing Black in the 10th position.
All right, then we go on back to row 6, and that's going to be Apex Racing Simulators in 11th, and MSP Drivers Home 1 in 12th.
The unlucky 13th spot goes to Fusing Racing GT. Outside of them, Team RSO BGT.
All right, row 8 is going to be in 15th, Shinya Michimi Sim Racing Yellow, followed by Element Motorsports in 16th.
The blue team for Gecko Vortex Sim Racing in the 17th spot. On the outside of them, Friction Racing, that's car number 101.
And it's going to be Core Sim Racing BES in 19th, and Huskenveld Core Motorsports in 20th.
From below the equator, iRacing Brazil GT3 in the blackjack spot. Catching 22 is PND Racing.
All right, and then we've got Vendaval Sim Racing White in 23rd, and Thrustmasters Movano White in 24th.
About halfway through now, the quarter century mark, Thrustmasters, Movano Black, and Gecko Vortex Racing Green.
All right, Odox Motorsports Samsung in 27th there, and then Champs GT as Stint in 28th.
Next row's made up of Virtual Drivers BGT and Stigura Leon Orange.
Okay, and then on back to 31st, we've got Orion Race Team number 3 in 31st, and Glacier Racing BES number 3, 32nd.
In the Double Trace Sim Racing Day.de Crimson in 33rd, 34th, Iberia Racing Custom Cockpits.
All right, ERA Logitech G, the number 726 in 35th, and Team Bushfink Racing Blue, 36th.
37, Team Huzaria and Team Chimera, I get this one, Chimera in 38th spot.
VEC Blancpain Racing Team in 39th, and Dream Factory in 40th.
SRB Racing A and Helenka Racing in 41st and 42nd.
Sailors in 43rd, and Dark Contigo Racing Team 44th.
I think we're going to make it. Scuderia Leon Black in 45th. Alpine Eagle Racing following them.
SRB Racing B 47th, and Jim Racing Gray 48th.
BSRJ Blanco Team Black 49th. In the 50th spot, Black Star Racing Vornax.
All right, just a few more to go. Vendaval Sim Racing 51st, and German Sim Racing.de number 815 52nd.
MSP Drivers Home 3 and Extreme Motorsports in the 54th spot. 55th is going to be Black Bull Racing still. Odox Motorsports Samsung 98 team back there didn't put in a time. And iDocs Go Racing BES back there in 57th. 57 cars, teams on the grid. 54 of them put in qualifying times as now the pace car works their way around the back half of the track.
Boy, Soup, I got to tell you, I'm pretty happy to have the great Rob Cuss sitting in, spotting for us today with 57 cars. We're going to need a little bit of help. Head's going to be on a swivel here, early days.
Yeah, some of the earlier races on this round, some of the Saturday races were a little bit messy, I guess you could say. Let's hope we have a clean one here. So far, our Sunday's events have been pretty darn clean, considering the size of the track.
They have. Everything seems to come together on Sunday for some reason. We've seen some great ones. We're going to see another great one today, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think we got to keep our fingers crossed because there's a lot of chicanes here for these guys to get bunched up with. Fortunately, it's not going to be as bad as Monza. They have a little bit of a run before they start to really get to the first chicane. They should be able to go through 1, 2, 3, 4 till they get down to the backstretch when they're going to have to woe it up a bit. Okay. Gather up the chickens, take cover behind the cows because the horses are out of the barn and jumping out in front. It's Nestor Garcia and Iberica Racing Interactive 4. Into second. That's going to be the team of Enex Racing Red. Everybody looks pretty clean so far, Sean.
So far, yeah, and I'm kind of hanging with the back of the field here right now. We got one car off, out of turn 1, out of Earths there. No contact. That's the number 45. I'm sorry, the number 43, I think that was there. He's back under power.
Okay, here's the news. Everyone has made it around. Now they're working on the first chicane. I'm going to keep my eye as they work their way through there. So far, so good. Everyone being very careful. There's a spin.
Got him stacking up at Klein.
That's David Martinez. Looks like he had some trouble.
Yeah.
And now they stack up.
And Rico Alato in the Glacier Racing, Alatalo, I'm sorry, Rico Alatalo in the Glacier Racing PES number 3. He gets turned around and is left. All of him has to wait for everyone to get by because the car got totally turned around in the middle of the track.
Leaders have worked their way around now most of the course as they come through this final chicane.
Oh, we had another car off too, the number 14. Didn't catch exactly what happened. I'll try and catch that now.
While we look for that one, let's go ahead and give Nestor Garcia credit for leading the first lap by Iberica Racing Interactive. Team number 4.
Oh, and Alexander Minea, the number 221 Radicals Online Steel Series, he has trouble also.
Going to look at the replay of Minea.
Yeah, it looked like he had trouble getting out of verse there, just out of turn 1.
Look one more time at it as our director's going to find it.
Yeah, there's Minea right there. The Radical Online Steel Series car just loses the rear end on it, gets
Did
around.
that on his own, yeah. And now we go back live. Let's see where our director's going to put us here. We're going to be looking up here. 29th position, or not 30th. See,
got another
track.
car off here.
Oh, it's getting messy, isn't it? Here we go.
Back in the chicane. That was Rafael Di Paolo, the Thrustmaster Movano White Mercedes.
A little bit messy here so far, but things are settling down. Most of the action's happening back where you are. It's been pretty clean up front.
Yeah, they're really stacked up here all the way through the back of the field. So a lot of cars getting through Jackie Essex now, the number turn 10 chicane complex there. And that is the back of the field, whereas the front of the field now coming around Bianchi Curve, making their way up to the Klein chicane. So they have really spread out quick here on lap 3.
The front is pretty clean. If you go ahead, maybe if we go back to 22nd position. This is where the train really happens right now. Massimo Era running that one, racing at 22nd for Gecko Vortex Sim Racing Green. He's got quite a train behind him, and I think he's holding them up. I guess, Sean, when you consider we had so many cars out here, actually, when you take everything into account, it went pretty well.
Yeah, not too bad. And it didn't come with a... Now, we got trouble up in Tournament Curve. Oh, yes, Lucas Justat, the MSP Drivers Home 1 car.
Yeah, he got... Are you looking at... We had... Car number 83, Florian Kappel.
Yeah,
a horrible rollover. Is that the one we're looking at?
No. We were looking at Verstappen, but yes, that one just happened after that.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're
more
live.
trouble for Verstappen. That's live right there. Lucas Justat, trouble getting down into the curve. Little side-by-side contact, spins him around right into the wall. That car is in bad shape. Let's catch it on the replay here, Sue.
Yeah, there was a... Yeah, my goodness, look at this.
Oh, yeah. And I think Justat was just kind of an innocent bystander of that one, actually. He gets clipped from behind.
Honestly, there were incidents going on. We had a car barrel rolling down the track. There's just too many things for us to catch right now.
Yeah, and it looks like it was probably Alex Arana trying to get into that turn hard there, and he makes contact and sends that flying into Justat. Tough break there.
So we see that, we know that at least 4 cars are out of it as we'll run these down here. SimRC.de Crimson, ERA Logitech, that's the G team of 726. Looks like they're out. Team Bushvik Racing Blue, they're a lap down as well. Virtual Drivers BGT are also look like they're having trouble. That's a pretty short list for all the action that we saw.
Yeah. Well, and I see Black Star Racing Fornax is now in the pit there, and of course we saw what happened to Lucas Justat, and that car is in the pit now also.
Yeah, if I go down here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cars have taken an early pit stop, and on a short race like this, that's pretty much, that ends their day. They can't expect to get very good points. Okay, we haven't really had much time to spend up top, so if the drivers back in the pack will behave a little bit, we'll try to run down at least your top 10. Iberica Racing Interactive out there running in first. They have about a 2-second... Go ahead.
You know, I hate to butt in, but I'll tell you what, Alex Arana for Iberica Racing Custom Cockpits having a lot of trouble out here, and trouble just behind him. Marco Diacunto goes around.
Okay, we found it.
Ooh.
We're going to bring it up here for Diacunto, see what happens to him. There they are getting together. Didn't get into the wall. Looks like they'll be able to continue. All right, we're going to try to get top 5 now. We talked about the leader. Enix Racing Red running in second position right now. They have about a half-second lead over a couple pure racing teams, the red and the black team, running third and fourth. And then all we're going to try to do is get to your top 5 here, and that's Jim Racing Yellow running in 5th position.
Soup, I got to butt in. We got big
for it.
Trouble over in Tournament Curve. A bunch of cars stacked up. Jordy Clara and...
how about Tammy Acola? This is SRB Racing A team involved in this one.
Givens DePaulo was in there also. Alexander Minea, Alex Arana, David Martinez. Huge stack up.
And what this is going to mean to our leaders is now this, as we watch again from up on top, these cars are really spread out all over the track now. Lap traffic is going to be a major factor today on this narrow, twisty track, and they're going to get to it earlier than usual. We look there at Jody Clark, or at Clara right now, running in 43rd position for the Dream Factory. Not really having a good dream today.
Soup, this is one of the busiest ones we've had yet, and our buddy Joe Peak is gone today. He's missing all the fun.
I was thinking the same thing. Joe said, "Don't worry, boys. It's only 90 minutes. You won't have any trouble. We miss you, Joe." Let's go look at second. We'll see if we can actually cover maybe a little bit of racing rather than just replay. Here's a nice battle up here. This is for second. Enix Racing Red ahead of the 2 pure racing teams. That's red and black. Joni Tamala up there in racing for Enix Racing. Maximilian Benecke, there's a familiar name. He's driving in 3rd position right now in the car 001. That kind of blue car with the black stripe down the middle. And then right behind him, his teammate, Dennis Grabowski, in the black. Now, Sean, we really haven't talked much about strategy here, but some of these guys, everyone's on a different agenda. Some of these guys are racing for the first time this weekend and need to get in a good spot. A lot of the guys that have trouble can just write it off because maybe they raced in one of the earlier Saturday races and already got their points and say, oh, well, we didn't need this one anyway. So it may not be as tragic for some of these guys as we might think.
Yeah, well, good races on Saturday allow you the opportunity to maybe coast a bit today, or if you find out early trouble, just totally get out of the race. Car in the charge right now, though, is Indigo Racing BES, sitting in 38th spot. That's Marcel Ty in the car, and he is trucking, baby. Just got the tongue hanging out on that BMW right now. He's picked up 4 positions on this lap.
Oh my gosh. As we look there at that. Another one is the car currently, it's Odex Motorsports Is that the Samsung car? I believe they're running maybe P30th, I think. Or around there. They have picked up a ton of spots. I'm showing them a plus 26. My goodness.
Yeah. My goodness, indeed.
Sometimes you see stuff like that and you have to question your timing and scoring. They started in 56th and are running 30th right now.
Yeah, it's Adrian Beza in the car, and he's having quite a run, to say the least, here starting off. Vendaval Racing's up 17 spots.
Beza runs for the Iberian Club, probably Portuguese or Spanish, I would assume.
Okay, Soup, so things seem to have settled down just a bit. Spreading out, as you said, all over the field. Our leader getting to the chicane there at Jackie Isaacs now. Getting ready to come back across the start finish line. The back of the field just making their way through and completing Bianchi curve up to the Klein chicane. There, he's getting there. It won't be long before Nestor Garcia is battling lap traffic.
And actually, he had a nice little lead on Enix Racing Red. Remember, Enix Racing and Pure Racing Red and Black were all battling for second position. Well, Garcia's beginning to slip back into their clutches right now. He's got about 3 seconds, so he's up there, but they're starting to run him down a little bit. I think it was about 3.5 seconds before. But like Sean said, as soon as they start to get into traffic, that'll all change. We're going to go take a quick look at position 14 here. That's the Bruno de Carma there for iRacing Brazil. He's in a close battle. That's Paul Williams up in front in 14th position.
Yeah, Paul Williams wheeling it right now, trying to keep that Mercedes, keep some distance between him and the Audi. And I'll tell you what, right now the Audi making the move to the inside, side by side through the curve. Who's going to win the battle off? Oh, contact Williams.
They get it sorted out, and it looks like the Audi's going to get the best of it. It's nice to be able to look at this now, being charged up now, working. He's going to have the preferred position. That is the driver for Shinya Mikimi Sim Racing Yellow. And they're not done yet, Sean.
No, that's Philip Murdovisky.
Paul Williams is really under the gun. Now, Julian Ofray, there's a driver we're familiar with, drops a position, loses it to another Audi there in the car number 6.
Oh boy, and I'll tell you what, the next car coming through here is the Jim Racing Black Machine, being wheeled by Miko Melakila right now, and Miko is hot on his trail. That car coming up through the field really quick now also.
Some good fighting that we're watching back here. And then watching the whole thing, there's a BMW back here running in 19th position for Core Sim Racing BES. Gene Kiru in that one.
The battle heating up front, Bill, for second.
Yeah, you know, Sean, I've been watching this one, and don't be fooled by it. I'm not so sure how much heat is actually being put on right now. Beneke's giving me a hard time. He's just kind of pestering that car in front of him.
Well, that Enix Racing Red Ford GT, Joni Tormala really having a tremendous drive in that car. That Ford GT given a little bit more than I thought it had here at Zolder.
Yeah, pretty good for the top split. You know, let's talk about the car makes here. We got a BMW out in front, then you have the Ford running second ahead of a couple Audis. Once again, the Mercs have fallen out of favor. They're hard to find.
No. We did have a change there for 5th, and Kim Erickson in the Black Star Racing Gemini car. He pulls off the pass, gets past Sergi Lorenz, takes it away. But going back to Yoni Tormala in that Ford GT, again, Yoni, pro driver, a Finn. So we know the history of the Finns, certainly here in iRacing and in real world racing. Let's face it, if you're good, you're good. You can drive anything, and he's driving the wheels off of that Ford GT right now.
Well, I'll tell you what car is stuck, and that is your leader, Nestor Garcia. That I talked about the gap. He's able to manage it. It's up to 4 seconds now. Iberia Racing Interactive 4 out there having a great Sunday drive, and it's going to be quite a while before he actually comes up on anybody. Only 90 minutes today. Usually we're used to these going 180 minutes. 3-hour races. Today it's just an hour and a half. One driver swap instead of 2. Sean, there is some talk about tires. My feeling is here 90 minutes is just about the break-even point. I'd be surprised if we see too many people do rubber.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think a 4-tire change going to serve you any good today. It's going to lose you time in the pits. A driver I talked about a little while ago, and that was Marcel Ty in the Indigo Racing BES machine, 36th spot. He is up 21 spots, Sue. That driver is still on the move. The BMW is quick. He's got an Audi in front of him right now, and that's the Audi of Vendaval Sim Racing. Nils goes wide, and wow, a good move there. Marcel able to get by. I don't know if Nils was trying to get out of the way or he just lost it coming off the turn there, but that does allow Marcel to pick up another spot up to 35th.
Yeah, our spotter has picked up a good battle. We look at 25th position here. Alex Arana in a great battle. This is for Iberica Racing Custom Cockpits, running in 25th, just ahead of Team Chimera. Did I get that one right? Chimera. Oh, it's like a 3-headed monster with I don't know, looks like a head of a fish and the body of an armchair. I don't know what it is. But right now, Ben Tusting running there in 26th position. And still in the hunt also Romano Baberic, 27th for Orion Racing Team. Go, Sean.
More cars at the back having trouble. The Dream Factory car, Jordi Clara, has contact with Pablo Castro in the Black Bull Racing Steel Machine. That was a battle for 39th. Those two get side by side and both get off hard with contact.
And a nice call. We got a replay. Tell me what you see there, Sean.
Well, they were just side by side going down into the turn, and then you'll see the contact here. Sends them both flying off the circuit. And then Castro has trouble. He slides all the way through the chicane, comes back up on the track, and then makes more contact with another car. That was that was a hard hit.
Just
both
add it
cars
to the list. Yeah, add it to the list of cars that have had trouble. Let's go up, touch base real quick with your leaders. And we're seeing it right now. Nestor Garcia comfortably out in front. And again, that battle for second, and I use that term loosely, it's really not that hot. I think they're just following each other right now. I don't expect it's going to be that way after the driver swap. But everybody holding station in second, third, and fourth. The only car to make a move was the one that we saw Sean talk about, Black Star Racing Gemini. Got up to 5th position. Got around Sergio Lorenz for Jim Racing Yellow.
Now it looks like we've got a battle heating up here mid-pack. Alexander Minea is Radical Online Steel Series sitting at 23rd right now. And this is a good battle here. We've got several cars stacked up. Miko Malikia in the Gym Racing Black just in front of him, 22nd.
Yeah, I think they're all stacked up behind the car running in 19th position for Gecko Vortex Sim Racing Green. That's Massimo Era.
Yeah, Massimo right now the leader of that train, and nobody able to really pull off a pass yet here.
It's really a 5-car battle, and then one of the cars back there looking, a driver that we've seen do very well, Boris Spoltra, running in 24th position, Scuderia Leon Orange. That team doing very successfully in the calculations when you take into the drop race. Not doing so great in just the raw points, but they're doing very well when you take into account drop races and the best result of the weekend. Running 24th right now.
Well, the leader of this race is sure having a good time. Nestor sitting about 5.5 seconds to the good right now, heading into Essex chicane and back across the start-finish line. They'll start working lap 16 this 1.5-hour race today, and it's been a pretty smooth trip for the leader so far.
Nestor kind of in his own little bubble there. He has no idea what's been going on around him. He's been all by himself the whole time. Haven't seen any trouble. I thought he was going to get a little bit wide there on that one, but he manages to hold it up. Let's go ahead, drop back to 32nd position. There's a nice little battle going on. Not really that hot, but pretty contested. Again, it's Marco Akunto, Thrustmasters Bavano Black, being chased by Gabriel Pereira for Sailors. I like that club. Sailors. All right, we're going to go up a P2. Is it finally? Oh, we got a problem. Vendaval has spun.
Oh, boy, and they got off hard there, and you see the front end pop off of the car. That's going to be heavy damage on that Audi. Big spin for Vendaval Sim Racing and Nils.
Yeah, they are now running way back in 39th position. They're still out on the track, but they're limping it around.
Yeah, they are limping it around indeed.
No faster. They're going to stay out too. He doesn't bring it in. He's going to stay out there. Maybe try to get to the window, I guess.
Car is still going to need a lot of repair. Nils Tinskowski, tough break for him. That heavy damage on the front. That car has got to be just... I'd hate to have that steering wheel in my hands right now. Let's get up to the battle for 7th.
Good news
Tobias.
for Stilkowski. It didn't look like he had a partner as we look at this battle for 7th right now.
Yeah, and it's Tobias Zerny trying to hold off Marcin Skizerpak. Triton Racing on the outside, heading through turn 1 there.
It's one of the tightest battles that we had. Now they work around this back half of the track. Look at they go wide. Nobody goes off into the sand as they work down here. Now let's watch for braking as they head into this first left-right chicane. Everybody lined up nicely. The accordion effect, they come in, they stretch back out. I think the best move might be at the very back of the pack. Running in 11th. He's the hungriest right now. That's Angelo Michel, sorry. He's on the back of Joe Piesnick, the Australian driver. We talked about Element Motorsports. Well, there they are. Racing there in 10th.
I believe the Apex Racing machine of Samuel Ibert sitting here in 9th. I think he's trying to set up Tobias there for a move. Tobias playing pretty good defense so far in the Mercedes, but the BMW behind him looking to make that pass.
Yeah,
on board with Samuel now.
as we ride with this group here. This is a nice little collection of manufacturers in this battle. A little bit of everything out there.
Interesting little tidbit about Flybear. He's a ex-Formula 1 driver himself, so
Really?
another one of those real-world racers out there.
He's a iRacer, a pro iRacer is what we have there on that one.
Right, in the F1 series.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I left out just a couple of details there, didn't I?
Yeah, quite the same hospital bills.
Yes.
Those two series.
Yeah, they don't have to pay. They don't have to pay Bernie's track fees either. So.
No. Now, if we look at 7th position, these guys have pulled away a bit. That's Triton Racing. They dipped themselves a little bit back to 8th. Samuel Lebert in that one from France, running in 8th position for Apex Racing Simulators. Let's stay on. This is probably the best battle right now. I guess it's for 9th position now. Well, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. All the way back to 13th. They're probably one of our best battles and one of the best ones high up in the standings. Again, there is no change up front of those top 5 cars. Everybody racing in file up there.
Now, our leader did just get around his first lap car, and now has a little bit more clean air in front of him before he catches another. Just getting past the number 32 there.
And maybe if we drop back a little bit, I would sure like Beneke here to make this move. He's really beginning to frustrate me because I have to come in every time I think it's not going to happen. Then he comes in and starts pestering the 2nd place Ford again. I don't really see the point in doing it now. We're getting close to the pit window here. I guess if he's happy with the time, he'll just stay back there.
You know, we've got another great battle going on back here mid-pack. The battle for 19th back through about 25th. Peter Smith right now holding it down for Fusion Racing GT, but I got to be honest, the Audi behind him there of Andrew Rodriguez and Odox Motorsports Samsung, pretty angry car right now, and he's putting the pressure on as they come across the start-finish line. And we got a battle down into Erst.
Right on board with Peter Smith right now.
Looking back at his challenger there, Andrew Rodriguez.
Sean always happy to find a battle that has Peter Smith in it because he doesn't have to worry so much about the pronunciation. Hey, I'm going to steal you for a minute. Let's go up to 2nd position. And actually, as it happens, they get around this back marker, but what it really did was bring up these cars in a battle. Now, that was Matthew Cotillo running in 41st position. Then all 3 cars just got around. Sean mentioned it before. They're starting to get into traffic now, and this is when things are not going to be quite so easy for Garcia, who's had that easy run so far. He's made his way around 1. Got a while before he gets to another one, I guess.
Now, the good news is, for the rest of this field, it looks like they may get to the pit window before they actually get to any real heavy traffic here at the back of the field. Oh, battle up here, though, for trying to take away the 21st spot. It's Miko Malekia in the Gym Racing Black, and I'm sorry, Alexander Manea were just side by side. Not anymore. It's Manea that wins that battle as they get off of Essex now back across the start-finish line. But Manea up to 23rd, picking up another spot. I'm sorry, up to 22nd, picking up another spot. That breaks up a battle that had been going on for about 3 laps back there, Sue. Manea able to pull away now and begin his assault on Massimo Era.
Let's look at 9th position. You know, we talked about that battle that was going on there. Tobias Zerny racing for Team RSO BGT, and still in that battle. Peacenik in it there for Element. It was a longer train before. It split up a little bit. Angelo Michel running in 11th position. These guys fighting to all stay inside the top 10.
All right, the race leader now getting ready to catch Olivier Kemasat for GermanSimRacing.de. He sits in 40th right now, and here comes the leader as they get to Klein Chicane.
And this will be the easy pass. This won't be so tough for Oliver here.
Shouldn't be.
It's when the next group of cars, because those guys are a little tougher. Second, third, and fourth run through. And they don't like to get spread up very much.
Well, I'll tell you what, somebody better call the, that company you call when you want to clean out your house and you have to bring the big dumpster, put it out in the front yard.
Yeah.
Well, they better call one down to pit lane. We've got 16 cars down there on pit lane, wrecked and out of the race.
Yeah.
I love those boys at the scrapyard.
Things settled down a little bit here from the frantic first 10 minutes where if you want to know what to buy our director for Christmas, give him a new replay button. He wore it out there in the early part. And how about that car for needing a little work done?
Well, we've got a bear claw waiting there for Olivier. That's a good job there, getting out of the way and letting our leader by. Here comes Yoni Tomala.
Now, this will be a little tougher. It's going to be a little while before they get there, but this battle for second, third, and fourth, they've just been racing like this. Beneke has been behind them by about 2 car lengths the entire race. Could be saving fuel, I guess, Sean. We haven't talked much about it. Fuel not quite a biggest factor in a 90-minute race that it is in our 3-hour races.
Yeah, I don't think that's good. Really going to be a factor for anyone today. You know where you got to get to for your driver swap, so really no need to worry about that today. Go flat out, go as hard as you can. The only problem with going flat out here is it's proved to be very costly for many cars, and quite honestly, as I scan through the field, I find it challenging to find a car that doesn't have a little bit of damage on it soon.
Well, one thing to keep an eye on when the pit stops do start is Garcia in the BMW, and that car has a pretty severe drinking problem. And when it comes in to make a stop, it's probably guzzling more fuel than the rest of the guys. So we'll see how quickly he's able to get that BMW in and out. Nevertheless, give me a car that's thirsty with a 6.5-second lead. I'll take that one in.
Yeah, and he's got nobody in front of him right now but open track. So looks like Nestor's going to possibly cruise all the way to the pit stop for that team without really having to worry about much traffic to get through. Well, Soup, it's been a good race, man. It's been solid, but there's been a lot of action today. Almost hard to follow at times, so we apologize to the viewers if maybe we missed one of your favorite drivers getting into something, but when you start out with 57 cars and you throw down the kind of pace these drivers have been throwing down, it is a little hard to keep up at times.
We've run down the top 5. Let's look at the next 5. We'll start with 6th position, Sergio Lorenz for Jim Racing Yellow. Right now he's working on a back marker there of Joshua Chin. And actually, maybe we can stay on this a little bit because Lorenz has to get around these 2 guys in front of him. These guys are battling for position. It's a battle for 38th between Copland and Chin. Sometimes those guys aren't as quick to get out of the way. Copland running for Scuderia Leon Black, Chin running for Team Chimera. And he is really being held up. This is for 6th spot. The good news for Sergio Lorenz is he has about... Oh, there it is! He got in cup. That was Copeland.
Oh, boy. That, oh, boy, that was unfortunate.
Copeland got loose, and then he collected Lorenz.
Yeah, and I don't know if he corrected Lorenz so much as Lorenz tried to avoid it. I didn't really see any contact from that. Yeah, and you know what? Our director suspects possibly netcode. I'm thinking he's absolutely right because I didn't see any contact there with Lorenz.
I think
looked like he was trying to make an evasive move, but it was netcode.
The platform got fooled. It just happened so fast. They couldn't anticipate what was going on. So,
wow, what a tough break there for Jim Racing Yellow.
Kind of felt it coming, Sean. We sometimes, you never know, and that could happen to your leader just as well as it could happen to the guy in sixth.
And here's the really crippling thing for them. They had to take the tow all the way around the circuit. They had just passed pit lane. Battle shaping up for 12th.
Right on there with Alessandro Peccianga.
And there's our old friend John Piesnick in for Element Motorsports, sitting there in 11th. Oh, boy. And somebody having to take the safety road right behind him there.
That's pit lane.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was pit lane.
Probably a wise decision, though. It's a good time to pit.
Yeah, I think it was Alvaro Ramiro in the G-Tross SST orange machine getting off there. Sorry about that, folks.
That's all right. They had a sale on chicanes. It was buy 4, get 1 free, so they stuck one in pit entrance as well.
Well, I was on the wrong car, and I caught it out of the corner of my eye, and I thought he was sliding off the course, and I'm like, oh, no, that's a safety road. No, that's the pit entrance, dummy.
Still probably a little bit early for an undercut. As we're getting news here, we have about 52 minutes to go. We're probably maybe in the window. Information. Yeah, we're there, right, John?
Yeah, no, we're in the window. We're definitely in the window. I'd say the pit window is open right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see some cars coming down. It depends on how you played your strategy and who you wanted in the car to close this thing out. But, we'll see here. But, yeah, the window's definitely open. I think we're going to start to see some guys start to come in here within the next lap or two.
And what that does is it really mixes up the traffic now as people making their stops and coming out, breaking up the battle. Actually, now the battle for second, because of all the traffic, has broken up considerably. Phoenix Racing Red now has about a 1.5 second lead over that car that's been chasing them the whole time of Beneke for the Pure Racing Team Red. Okay, what I'm going to try to do before we get in, I'm going to try to run down the back half of the top 10 again. I started before and we got stuck on 6th position, and then of course that team left us. So let's go ahead and look at Trident Racing now. They're back up to 6th spot. And they're in a battle with Samuel Lebert for Apex Racing Simulators. Battle for 6th going on. We'll stay with a little bit. We got to drop back a little bit to Angelo Michael. Remember, we saw him. Michelle, he was in that battle about for, trying to get into the top 10. He's sitting there in 8th right now. Tobias Cerny running in 9th for Team RSO BGT. Then rounding out your top 10 in that battle that Sean had highlighted before. That's John Piesnick, the Australian driver in that Ford. That battle for 10th was real close. Alessandro Bachilega back in there in 11th position. 12th and 13th in there as well. Meanwhile, all this goes on with Nestor Garcia just cruising around. We work our way through back some of the other drivers back there, looking at 14th position. That's Paul Williams for Friction Racing. He's got a nice, comfortable lead, about a second back to Julien Offray, the driver from France, running in 15th position for Gecko Vortex Sim Racing Blue. But he's being challenged by Jean Kiru in 16th. The Core Sim Racing BS. It's Sean Kiru.
I'll tell you what, Paul Williams and that Friction Racing 101 sitting in 14th place right now. That's a pretty speedy machine there for Paul Williams. He's kept Julien Offray back behind him for quite a while now, and that gap hasn't changed a whole lot.
A little bit farther back, you have drivers in 17th and 18th position.
Yeah, that's the battle between Andrew Rodriguez from Odox Motorsports and Alexander Minea. Minea, his name's come up several times. It hasn't always been good, but he still finds himself at 18th spot in the top 20. Still has all the fenders on the car. They're not all straight, but car is still fast. That is a BMW, again, showing one of its strengths, that the BMW can overcome some damage early on and still be a contender to the end.
That's Odox Motorsports Samsung. That's car number 30 that Sean was talking about there. That's not the same. We'll go back to the sister team. The other Odox Motorsports Samsung, that's car number 96. We talked about that. Started 56, running in 25th right now. Up 31. They're our best movers right now.
Yeah, and if the race ended right now, I'd say that's a victory.
Yeah. We should really highlight one other car, and that's the car running, I believe, in 30th position overall. 29th, I guess. Nope, it is 30th. That's the Ingo Racing BS team. They started 57th. They're up to 30th. That's 17 spots. It looks like Matthew Catilla, car number 32, had problems out there. Remember, he was a lap down.
Yeah, this hasn't been Matt's day, to be really honest. He had trouble there in the chicane and gets off by himself. Doesn't have anybody else get into him. Fortunately, runs off into the dirt and able to do that without getting anybody else involved. So good on him. Battle for 21st on screen there. Boris Bolstra. He pulls off that pass there. That battle been heating up for a while there, Sue.
Yeah, we've been watching it. Spolster doing a good job versus Scuderia, Leon Orange. We talked about how well they're doing. They're up 8 spots, started 30th now into 22nd position. That team has a real good chance to get into the 2017 series.
You know, and I thought our race leader might not catch any more traffic before they decided to come into the pit, but I'll tell you what, they're coming up on a couple of cars right now, battling, having their own little battle for position. And Benjamin Gonzalez there in 31st, and just behind him, David Alexis Jordan in the Dark Contigo Racing team. Those two are in a bit of a fight, and they've got the leader bearing down on him now. They just got out of Klein Chicane, heading through Butte.
Yeah, we'll stay this a little bit there as you see Jordan trying to find his way around. He's going to dive it in deep and get the pass made. He gets around Gonzalez. That's probably the best thing that could happen to Garcia, is to get that thing sorted out before the leader gets there.
Yeah, turn them in one of those spots where you can maybe take advantage of somebody, and Jordan able to do that, obviously. Dark Contigo Racing taking that spot away. But the leader is just now right behind them, Nestor Garcia. Gonna have to deal with them.
Let's stay on it here for a while. One of the things that is interesting about this track, and it scares us sometimes, is pit entry. Sean talked about it before, where you can actually be fooled. Another track that reminds me of it is Montreal. As we look at Garcia, actually they lift a good job there from Gonzalez, who lets the leader go by. If you're side by side with somebody, you can actually be fooled to miss your braking point, as you can enter pit lane faster than you would need to brake for the chicane.
kind of reminiscent of Montreal.
Yeah.
Of the Gilles Villeneuve circuit there in the exit for that pit area as well.
I've been in racing in that situation. The guy to your right, and where are you going? Oh, I know where you're going.
Okay, Alexander Minea back here still doing work up to 16th place.
Look at that battle right down. It's been pretty busy back here in about this position of the running order for most of the race.
Yeah, these cars have been really hooked up. Throw a chain from bumper to bumper. Basically, it's been a chain race back here. But Minea seems to be the one that continues to consistently pick up a spot after another. But positions 9 through 14th have just been a really, really close battle. Soon.
Let's go to 11th position, as I had a bad feeling about what's going on. And yep, there it is. It even got worse. We might want to get this on replay. They were coming up behind the lap car of Joshua Chin, and then everything kind of got messy. I was going to get here, and I just couldn't. Well, that's Chin up in front. Now, he's a lap car. Then there's the 3 cars back behind him.
Yeah, it looked like it was DeCarmo, that one. That's DeCarmo that goes off into the grass there and makes a little bit of contact with the wall. But here's the good news for DeCarmo. Damage minimal, car back up to speed. Still sitting in 12th place.
Come back live. And the leaders we have now crossed the point of no return. The leaders have yet to come in.
Well, I said the window was open here about 5 laps ago, Soup. The window's still open.
Well,
okay?
It's getting chilly in here. Now we have a guy, this is Ofray coming in. But again, he was running mid-pack. The guys up front haven't come in yet. And I think they are going to, if we can jump ahead, this is interesting. If we jump to 38th position, this is Sergio Medina. He's in a real dogfight with the guys behind him. This is 38th. Well, actually, it's not even for position. Medina is a lap down. This makes it even worse. Drop back to 29th position. That's Jordan. That's that battle we were looking at before between Jordan Gonzalez. Now Medina pulls over. And the reason why this is important is because 2nd, 3rd, and 4th are coming up on these guys. I guess, Sean, it's at the point now where you think, well, gee, I'll come in and pit to escape the traffic, but there's really no escaping it now. If you come in, where are you going to come out? You're going to be in traffic anyway.
Probably so. There aren't a lot of empty spots left on the track. There's one, but man, it's a small window, and yeah, you're just going to have to be on point with your stop, get in clean, get out clean, and then start dealing with the traffic. Try and be a little tactical here in the second half of this race. You better hope that driver lying in wait, ready for that driver swap. Oh, Yoni Tamala with trouble in the chicane.
Is that going to cost him that position? Boy, he took that Ford for a ride. I don't think he picked up a slowdown penalty.
Oh boy, but I'll tell you what, that car hit those curbs so hard. It literally went airborne, up, down, and back into the pavement. Can only wonder how that car is handling for Yoni right now.
Those Fords are way too pretty to be doing that too.
I don't see any damage on the car. That could be good. You never know, again, what might have happened to the suspension there, though. But
well,
Yoni looks to be no worse for the wear right now.
Well, he's brought it in, though, so maybe it's time, or maybe he says, let's just get out of this thing and give it over to my partner. So there's our first leader coming in for Enix Racing Red. And he's got his partner, Jake Sigirios, getting ready to get into the car. Sturgios.
Yeah, when you have a close moment like that, you think, yeah, okay, you know what? I think I'm going to bring it in.
Yeah. That's it. Garcia stays out. Now that number 3 car, the Enix Racing Red, they were within striking distance, and again, they were only back by a handful of seconds. So if things go wrong for Garcia and his group, we can see a new leader here. But boy, these pit stops are incredibly long. As we don't need to go there, but that Enix Racing Red car is still in the shot. And
here comes our leader, Nestor Garcia, comes by now.
Maybe, you know, it's hard to say. Maybe this is a little more than a scheduled stop. They took tires.
Yeah, the pit delta here, as you suspected, Soup, is a bit long, and you will, if you take tires, you're definitely going a lap down.
Now he's rolling. Oh. That's, yeah. Maybe we're thinking that's a long stop. We're thinking maybe a little bit of damage for going over the chicane there.
There could have been some suspension damage, yeah, or possibly an issue with the driver swap. They were a little slow to get it done, maybe.
We'll see how that compares. We'll watch it, and we'll.
Okay, now Gecko Vortex Sim Racing G is in. Massimo Era coming in the pit.
That stop was 2 minutes, just under 2 minutes for Enix Racing Red in the pit lane. That was incredibly long. Yeah, so that's something that's going to cost them.
Okay. And Emmanuel Pitre is going to replace Massimo Era in the number 1 car.
So the top 3 cars, though, both the Pure Racing cars have stayed out so far. So we're waiting for our leaders to come in. That interval from our leader right now back to second place, 10 seconds. Been gradually getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah, and based on the pit delta times we've seen so far, you're going to need that 10 seconds. That's a valuable 10 seconds now, almost 11 seconds, Soup.
One of the things that I've noticed, Sean, what is it, turn 4 or 5, that right-hander that sets up into the last chicane there, it is getting really sandy over there because those cars go off on that one before they go down the back straight, and they are bringing on a ton of beach.
Yeah, they are. A lot of buildup out there, and yeah, it's gonna make that very sketchy through that complex, and you're gonna have to be careful trying to get back on the power and exit. We may see some more trouble there before before this race is over.
Okay, our leader stays out one more time. Let's go ahead and see if the other guys come in. It's got to be time to come in. Nope, not for second. And they're going to stay out.
Well, if you're the leader and you're still making time, still putting these guys back in the distance, it doesn't hurt you to stay out. You know, really, again, not a lot of traffic in front of our leader right now. This could be the right call. Stay out of the traffic for as long as you can and, you know, minimize the window that you're going to have to spend in the traffic.
That is, looks like it might be Gecko Vortex Racing Blue. Car running in 28th position. They're a lap down. I think they may be the car that's the best of all the cars that have made their pit stop. But now it's hard to tell with a lot of cars coming in. But they're a lap down. But now the pit box is filled up. A lot of guys coming in.
Yeah, still nobody in the top 10, though. The top 10 are still on track, and no one's showing any signs of peeling off just yet. Keeping a close eye on it.
And Sean, go to the car running in number 26 position there. Let's see if do I have the right driver. Let's make sure. I sure do. Look who's racing that car right now, running in. I guess he's for Gecko Vortex Sim Racing Blue. Somebody we're familiar with. Joel Gez.
Oh, Joel Gez,
The
yes.
creator
Okay.
of something we use. I'm looking at right now, Joel. Thank you very much for your JRT real timing.
Yeah. Joel, real time, it's certainly one of the great sim racing apps out there. We're big fans of it and utilize it. Sponsors several cars in the series, in several series, but and works awful hard on that app, Soup. I got to tell you, I'm
more
I'm
updates
shocked.
than any human should. Huh? There's
You
always
know,
an
that's-
update every day.
And that's the great thing about the app. If you go to open it, it shoots you straight to the website. Boom, you've got an update. So, hats off to Joel. We certainly appreciate him.
Leader staying out right now, Garcia. And that lead is now up to almost 12 seconds. Running in 26th position. That's still the bookmark. Gecko Vortex Sim Racing. Still the team that is leading of all the cars that have pitted.
Yeah. Garcia having just a little bit of trouble getting through that traffic there, but he's able to pull it off finally. Out of Bianchi and now on up to Klein.
And here we go. As we have a car pitting coming in from up front.
Okay,
just to follow up on Joel Gez, it seems only appropriate that a guy who created a timing and scoring app should be the leader of all the cars who have pitted.
Yeah. All right, Triton Racing is in the pit, as we mentioned. So the top 10 starting to show signs of coming on in. They were in 5th. And I'm going to guess that most of these teams have their... I always like to talk about that number, and it's certainly in an hour and a half race like this one is, which is more of a sprint for these guys, and you've got a number. You've got a number you want to get to. And yes, Garcia is in the pit now, down the pit lane. Our leader is in, guys.
See, and Triton is rolling, and their time in the pit was, from cone to cone, was 1 minute. They took a 31-second pit stop. So that's, they're going to put them out in the lead of all the guys who have pitted, but now we have our leader coming in.
Yeah, but nobody followed.
Nope.
Nobody followed. They let the leader come in and just let him go.
We'll look at...
And it's going to be John Ancala that gets in the car there for Nestor. John Piesnik is in. That Element Motorsports machine is now in the pit lane.
Here comes that.
Samuel Lebert is in. Apex Simulators is in.
And let's go ahead back up to John Ancala running in 9th
Yep.
position. That's as he exits the pit.
They're off the jack and out.
Watch this pit exit here as you go through. It's kind of wandering around like you're playing Pokemon Live out there trying to get somebody. This sends you all over the place before you get back on the track. And he's going to cycle out in 11th position. He comes out just behind the car running in 30th position, driven by Carlos Digas. That's for Sailor Racing. So now, we'll keep an eye on Ancala. And he should be the top car of everybody who's pitted. Double check my timing and scoring here. Yep, I think that's correct. We are ahead of Titan. This one's really not exciting. It will be exciting when the other cars come in. That's the Pure Racing group comes in.
Okay, there we go. Tobias Zerny is in. Team RSO making their pit stop from 5th.
And they are coming in. They have not come to a stop yet. We'll see if we can pick up our leader.
And that would be Maximilian Beneke and the Pure Racing Team Red. Yet to have made their pit stop. Their teammate just behind them, Dennis Grabowski and the Pure Racing Team Black.
Then maybe we're looking at that. Maybe we can go back and look at the driver in 7th. That's John Oncala, because this is going to be a pass for the lead here. Is he?
Okay.
Well, it's not quite a pass for the lead, but it is.
Pure Racing Team Black is in. Dennis Grabowski is in. But the leader, those two maybe on two different pit strategies, because Maximilian Beneke keeps the Pure Racing Team Red machine out. Black Star Racing Gemini in. Kim Erickson bringing the car down now. That's 3rd place.
Okay, now what we'll do, because this is important. Oncala for Iberia Racing Interactive 4. They've worked their way coming down the I know exactly where they are. They're working their way through that final chicane. Here we go. It's coming back out onto the main straightaway. Keep an eye on the car that's in pit lane. They are still there. I believe this is going to easily give the spot back to Oncala. The black team still sitting in the pits. Oncala well past them now. Now finally beginning to roll. And actually, my timing and scoring now shows the Iberia running in 2nd position. That's everybody made their pits except for the
correct.
red
Yes.
team, right? And
Yes.
they're in right now.
And there they go. Exactly. They peel off now. So Maximilian Beneke going to bring her down and hand it off to the next driver.
So what we'll expect to see that Oncala should be able to get around these guys, because he had that 10-second lead thanks to what Garcia gave him. But then we'll see how these two Pure Racing teams file out. And then, Sean, everything changes. Everything that happened on the first part, we have new drivers, new attitudes, and they can look at the clock. I know you like to wait till it's about 20 laps to go, but it's going to kind of be go time right now with these new drivers coming in.
Absolutely, baby. It's time to boogie. Let's get this thing going. The pit stops are complete. It's time to party, baby.
Okay, Iberica Racing goes by. They're going to inherit the lead. Let's see how the other guys do. The red team, Pure Racing Red, still in the pits. Pure Racing Black. Oh, this is going to be close, and it should have been. The black team just finishing that final chicane. The red team going through the Pokemon section, and they're going to come out well ahead of their teammate. I think the Pure Racing Team Red
Yep.
going to have a big lead on Pure Racing Team Blue.
Ivo Highwaller in the car now for Pure Racing Team Red. He is a hot shoe. Ivo, a good guy to get in the car to finish this 25-minute sprint out. He's got a ways to go, though, to catch John Oncala. Oncala now about almost 8 seconds up ahead. And yes, Ivo is a fast peddler indeed. If anybody can catch John, it might be Ivo Highwaller.
We'll give you a rundown here. Let's let them sort all the way through one lap so everybody's timing and scoring gets up to date. We could do it, but it's probably a little safer to get a lap in. But the pits are done. The cycles are done. One thing we know for sure is that Iberica Racing Interactive number 4 team is back out in front. In fact, they negotiate that final chicane right now. And they're going to cross the start-finish line. They are out in front. waiting for my timing and scoring to catch up. 8-second gap. There we go. Comes in now.
So many great battles left out here, though. The top 10 not decided at all. Great battle going on right now for 9th, 10th, and 11th place. And throw 8th in there also. Tino Hauser in the car, the Team RSO BGT car now, and the number 97 machine has got the Audi of Nito Nascimento behind him. There's another hot shoe. Got to watch out for Nito. We've seen that Brazilian driver do some amazing things already in this short season. And just behind him, Kresimir Proznicki in the Shinya Michimi Sim Racing Yellow machine. And hanging around back there, got in for John Piesnik is Baden Reed, and another incredible hot shoe. So that is going to be a battle here right to the death, to the very end. I don't think those positions will be decided until the final lap, Sue.
Sean, did I miss the memo on the GSRC seminar for pronunciating the names? You have done your homework, my friend.
Well, I've gotten used to some of these guys now, and I'm becoming a fan. The fanboy in me is coming out, Sue.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to set it up for you. Why don't you do the pronunciations? Let's go to 6th position here. This is a great battle between Apex Racing and Trident Racing. I'll do the first one here. 6th position. That's Andy Gordon. Then in 7th, I'm going to give that to you. Take a shot on it.
Well, I believe that's Peter Jagodinsky.
Oh my gosh. What am I doing in the lead commentator spot? That's what I want to ask.
What you're doing is fine, okay? You can stay in that chair, no problem. We're having fun here, my friend. But I love doing these BES races because I got to be honest, that is part of the challenge of calling these things is getting through some of the names. And hey, let's face it, I haven't we haven't talked about this track here in Belgium too much, but this track has got some great turn names here, and I haven't even thrown out Bolden Burgerhart spelled once, and that's turn 8, and that's a mouthful. Oh, we got a little trouble back here. Oh boy, side by side racing with Zora and Jonik, and who was that? Oh yeah, Ross Balfour.
Yeah, they got together and then they could not get apart.
No, I think their door handles got locked up.
Then they get it sorted out after they're going to both get a slowdown penalty for that, and that's going to bring them right into a mix here,
That was a little bit of Merc BMW hate going on there.
So the bad news is they lost that position. I guess it's good news for the driver in 18th position for Scuderia Leon Orange. That's Bart Delat in there. But he's a little bit slower than these guys behind him, and there's little tempers flaring right now. Let's watch this battle for 18th because I think Ross Belfour is going to come on in and see if he can get this back.
Well, and they've got just behind them P&D Racing and Fabio Lotti right there also.
Oh, and behind them, Alex Herrera spins in the 22nd position, right behind the car you were looking at. I think is this a case of getting hungry? Things were coming his way, and he was saying, all right, there's some positions to be made up. Lost a little bit of concentration. The car got loose on him. Loops around, got it up on the curbs, and that's why I hate the Audi. I just cannot drive it.
Yeah, it's not a fan of the curbs, Sue. It's not a good car when it comes to curbs.
It's not, for me, it's not just the curbs. It's anything in the vicinity of a curb. I loop that car more often.
Boy, just looking through the field, of course, we've got all these pit stops out of the way now, and some guys are just not having their best day here today, Sue.
Let's go to first. How about a story of changing fortunes? Look at this. Here comes Iberica Racing Interactive 4. Look who they're coming up on behind here. That's the 03 car. That car was running second before the pit stops. That's Enix Racing Red. about to be lapped.
Yeah, and they had that trouble in the pit stop there. Almost
Well, they went
2
over-
minutes.
they
Almost
went
2
over
minutes on the lane.
They went over the curbs, and again, we saw what the curbs is into the Audi. I don't think the Ford likes it either, and it's just not right now. The good news is for these guys is, remember, this is there's drop weeks involved, and they have probably put in a Saturday result already that they're happy with. So, they have not. Oh, okay. We're getting the news right now that this will probably be their dropped race, and when we're talking about dropped, this is going to be their bad week, as they haven't had a good result so far on either of the Saturday races. So that'll put the pressure on them here. One more time. You race 3 times a weekend, you can choose your best one. And then out of the best one you choose, you get to drop the worst of the best. So it's really the best out of 5 weekends of racing. That's got to be confusing. Okay. My director said I did fine on that. What I can tell you is that John Ancala has got around that car and is now out of front. But, Sean, that interval at one time before the pit stops was up to 11 seconds. After the pit stops, it was 8 seconds. The gap now between first and second is 6.5. There's only 18 minutes to go. I got to feel pretty good if I'm that team out in front, but nonetheless, you hate to see it shrink.
Boy, I'll tell you what, some changes for position going on back here. Baden Reed in the Element Motorsports Ford GT, able to get around Zach Mental Maple Leafs Thomas there in the
What?
in the Radical Online Series car there. The Canadian driver having a little bit of trouble now all of a sudden. He had really strong pace, and here in this lap seems to have lost it a little bit. Maybe I overlooked it, maybe he hit a curve or something, but the BMW a little bit slower now.
Scrolling through here, looking for a battle. Not really much to talk about up in the top 10. That much has pretty settled itself out. Maybe go back to 8th position. We talked about this. Tino Hauser running in 8th, being chased by... You want that one? 9th position, Sean? Can you get back to that one?
Nino Nascimento. Yes,
Nascimento.
yes.
There, we know him.
Yeah, that's our Brazilian friend there. Certainly represents them very well every time he's on the track.
Probably our best battle in the top 10. We can stay on this a little bit. Right on board.
Well,
with Tino Hauser.
and that is the battle, is this top 10, just outside the top 10, the battle for 10th itself. Krasimir Prosnicki in that 10th spot right now, but I'll tell you what, Baden Reed is coming. He's coming quick, and he's got Joel Guez right behind him there, and Zach, as I said, Zach Thomas there at 13th. G-Tross SST Orange, Cristobal Lopez there. That's a great battle. I don't think that one's going to be decided until the last lap, because they all seem to be doing a little bit of homework on each other and trying to set each other up for that next move.
Yeah, and we talk about it. In fact, let's go ahead. Yeah, look what's
Nino
going on.
Nascimento. Yeah, Nino Nascimento having a little bit of trouble there in the chicane. He has to go off into the dirt and save it.
That's Krasimir Prosnicki behind him. They're running in 10th position.
Yeah, and Joel Guez with a great move there in the chicane. That was back in Turleman chicane there. He's able to pull off that, and Joel takes another spot away. That's Gecko Vortex Sim Racing, and they are up 6 spots now into 11. The next battle in front of him is Krasimir Prosnicki.
You want a battle? Here it is from 9th all the way back. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th. Back there with Thomas Arens back in 15th position, the last car in that train. So they are all battling for positions. Arens racing for Force Racing DES. And here's a pass going on up in front. Diving in. Going to get the pass made. That's Lopez. Gets inside of Thomas. So Lopez takes over 13th position for G-Tross SST Orange. And another pass, we follow back behind them. That's a Renz is going to get around Thomas as well. Thomas drops back to 15th for Radical Online Steel Series. Renz moves up to 14th for Force Sim Racing DES. That action back there to try. All these drivers, Sean, trying to reach up into the top 10, and it's right there for him.
Yeah, so many competing for that one spot. Top 10 is a big day for you in a 57-car race. Top 10 is definitely where you want to finish. That's going to get you the best points of the day, and that is a thick battle for 10th.
Cemento out there in 9th in that yellow machine. He's probably in the best position. Then it gets a little tougher back there for 10th.
Yeah, well, that's Neto. He cannot afford another mistake at this point like that one he had earlier. He recovered well, very well. He's able to put the distance back between him and the boys chasing as they head back across the start-finish line. He's going to retain and still hold down that 9th spot. Now, got a little bit of work to do to get the Tino Hauser in front of him. Team RSO BGT is about 3 seconds up the track. And we're running out of time. We've only got about 13 and a half minutes left. I estimate that's just a little less than 10 laps to go.
The guy that I think is smoothest, and you see him right there with Joel Guess. He's really got that machine really comfortable as he's pestering behind Prasnitsky, sorry. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to hang on to 10th position.
I don't know, man. I don't know if he's going to be able to hold on to it or not, because Joel is, he's been busy.
Yeah.
That car has been active, seems to be really hooked up. He's gotten there. The question is, Sue, can he pull it off? Can he pull off the pass?
All right, I got to use these gun. So you look here, battle 8th. My director takes it somewhere else before I go to my catchphrase. We're looking here. Well, we go back to 12th position. This is Baden Reddy here, the Australian driver, being challenged by Cristobal Lopez again. Here we go. Lopez looking to the inside, not going to be able to get it done there. Great fighting going on back here from 9th all the way back to 15th. Really the best battling on the track right now.
Yeah, it's going to take a mistake right now by somebody at this point if you want to position. These drivers seem to be dialed in. Vaden Reed is having a great run here for Element Motorsports. He got in for John Piesnik, and he's able to hold on to the spot here. But I'll tell you what, Cristobal Lopez not going to make it easy, and I'm not going to give up on Thomas Aaron sitting back there in 14th. He's on it as well, ready to pounce. This is a 6-car, 7-car battle suit. It's really the best battle on the track right now. They've all been linked up for pretty much most of the race.
You know what's interesting, Sean, and maybe if we get a shot from above, you almost don't even have to look at the kind of car it is to tell what kind of car they're driving. The ability of the BMWs to close in under braking into these chicanes is really interesting. I'm watching Zach Thomas back there in his BMW. He's able just to dive that car in there. And let's go up. Well, let's move up here. I think we got a pass on the way here. It's for 12th position. He's looking.
Yeah,
he's looking to the outside. He's going to. Yeah. Oh my goodness! I don't know if this is going to make it work.
Going to try to. That's Cristobal Lopez and Vaden Reed. Lopez now has the position on the inside. Oh, Lopez going to try and get that out of in front of the GT. Now the GT gets on the power of the outside. Going to win that drag race, but still stuck on the outside. That position. Cristobal making a great move there. Still has position. The Ford GT out on the dirt. Oh, able to put the power down and get back in front.
Well, watch out in the back. That's Petri making a move in 15th position, trying to get up in there. Arenz watching the whole thing happen from behind. What great racing going on for 12th.
Yeah, and that's the power of the Ford GT, winning that horsepower battle on that short straight, but just enough to get in front, maintain position. Cristobal back on the attack, though. All over the way.
Oh, there's a mistake!
Oh, and he's off. Mistake. Bod Reed makes a mistake. Oh, and Soup, I just talked about it. It was going to take a mistake, and that's exactly what happens. Bod Reed feeling the pressure here on the replay. On board with him now, and he burns it.
But to make a mistake and lose one position is one thing. To make a mistake and lose 6 positions, as he's continuing, he's in the battle right now. As we come back live, he's in that battle with Thomas now, running in 16th position, and now being challenged one more time by Javier Stella.
And that is just the nature of this particular battle back here right now. Yeah, you went from, you lost 6 positions.
In the blink of an eye. And all he did was put it in the sand. Just put it in the sand for a little bit. Let's go ahead and run down your top 5 for you. Not much action going on up there. That interval, pretty much minding it, is John Ancala up there for Iberica Racing Interactive 4. About a 6-second lead over the Pure Racing team of, that's the red edition of Ivo Halvoler. Then the black team, Florian Waite, I believe is how we learned to say his last name. 5th position going to Black Star Racing Gemini. And that is, of course, go ahead, Sean.
No, it's battle for 10th. Joel Guez gets the position. He is up to 10th place. The Gecko Vortex Sim Racing machine is up to 10th. That's another spot down here in the closing laps of this race.
Going to watch that on replay. That's as much of a testament to racecraft as it is to patience. He just waited and waited and waited till he had a spot, and now he's got the pass done, and now he is pulling away. And actually,
yes,
if we look at it, he's pulling away. Now he's got Nito inside here.
Yes, he does. He has Nito Nascimento right in front of him. That will be a great battle when those two get hooked up. But as I mentioned, we're running out of time here. Soup, a little less than 7.5 minutes to go. Just over 5 laps.
Look, you can see the sand pile on the track there.
Yeah, somebody get a shovel, please.
Oh my goodness.
Black Star Racing Gemini, Mikko Nidimaki having a great run there for Finland, and I know I just butchered his name. I'm feeling.
And then go ahead and get the next one too. You're good on that one.
Well, yeah, and then we've got Andre Botcher for Huskenfeld Core Motorsports there, rounding out your top 5. They're having an awesome run today, up 15 spots. Started 20th today. They find themselves in a top 5 position. Got to go back to the battle, though, for 9th. It's Joel Guez making the move on Nascimento, trying to pull it off. Going to have to back off, heading into the chicane. That's Jackie Isaac there. Going to the start-finish line. Nito going to be able to hang on to the spot, but, man, I don't think for long. Here comes Joel Guez.
Guez has that car just... It's perfect. You watch him race, he doesn't fight at all. The car is just as smooth as silk, smooth as dolphin skin, smooth as a fresh jar of peanut butter. I got a million of them. Stop me before I hurt somebody. He's trying to get around now. Watch as he works down here. Now let's see what he can do under braking.
6 minutes to go, Soup. Here we are, baby. All for this.
Here it is. Let's look at this battle. He's going to try it on the outside. He thinks better of it.
I can't get over all the dirt in that track and that shot. All I need is my suntan lotion and an umbrella and a towel, and we're set.
Stay out of the Speedo, I'll be happy.
Yeah, no Speedos here, baby.
As we follow this battle for 10th, we have to be a little careful. Guess has to race a little bit with one eye in his rearview mirror as he's beginning to get pestered now by the car he just got around.
Yeah, and I think Nito has made the decision, hey, it's time to get a little busy here, and I don't really want to race this guy. He started to open it up just a bit.
5 minutes to go. If you're a fan of Joe Peak, don't worry, he'll be back with us next time as we'll have a full 3-man crew for you. Right now we're watching, we continue to watch the best battle on the track. It's battle for 9th. We should maybe take a quick peek here. Let's go back up to our leaders. We've been watching this. I think it might be a case of minding the gap, but John Ancala, that gap is shrinking. It's down to 4.4 seconds. Whenever I see something like this happen, now it's 4.3. Sean, now it's 4.2. I start to worry. Is there a fuel issue?
No, there's not a fuel issue. I think the issue is, Evo Hallwaller is a
that's the issue.
Pretty darn hot shoe. Yeah, he's on his way and coming quick here. So John, not playing defense, but he definitely needs to mind his P's and Q's here over the last couple of laps and just continue to be solid. It's, Soup, he can get to him, but he has to pass him, right?
Yeah, we'll see. And you're on the box, so that makes me. That's the hardest. It's like milking a rooster. The hardest part happens after you catch him. But it makes me worry that why wouldn't they, if he's that good, maybe make that pit stop earlier and get him a few more minutes behind the wheel.
Yeah, maybe give him a little bit more of a winner to fight with there. Yeah. But nothing like cutting it down to the last lap.
And sure enough, that pass was finally made as Joel Guess makes that move now up into 9th. And I don't think the fighting is done back here, Sean. I don't think the top 10 settled yet.
I don't think Nito is going to take that very kindly, actually. I think he's going to try and get that spot back and keep fighting for it.
So we'll watch this. We'll keep an eye on this battle here for 10th, but we'll also mind the gap between the leaders. My goodness, it's under 4 seconds now. It's down to 3.8. But there's only 2 minutes to go. I guess if it's a classic example of too little too late, as John Ancala should be able to hold a 4-second lead here with a couple minutes left.
Yeah, well, Don can see him in the mirror now, so that could be even a little bit tougher to overcome here with just less than 2 laps to go.
Hopefully John will come into the booth and we'll see if he was running for all he had or if he was just playing with him. Let's go to that battle for 10th spot again. It's that yellow car of Nito Nisimito out in front. And look at him take this defensive line.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. He already lost that spot, that one spot there to Joel, and he doesn't want to give up another. It's a proud Brazilian right there reeling that machine. And hey, listen, for my money, if you ever want to watch some entertaining broadcasts, now you're not going to be able to understand a darn thing they're saying, Sue, but go check out an iRacing Brazil broadcast.
Okay.
Those boys are a lot of fun to listen to and watch.
Stay on this 4-car battle. Here comes Casimir Prasnitsky making a move. Oh, no, now here's another country into the mix, and that's Cristobal Lopez. They touch, they bang again. They keep going in the right direction.
Oh, boy.
NASCAR racing comes to Blancpain.
That's what I love about covering this series. Some of the best drivers in the world here on iRacing all show up, and they can pull off that kind of racing without wrecking. The white flag is out, Sue.
That gap to the leader, 3.5 seconds. He's working the back half of the course. Goes through the section, I believe is called turn 7, which is about a left to right or left again back there to get through that complex. Working his way through this final chicane, I like to call over here. Coming in now. Unless he goes straight into the pit lane, I think we're in pretty good shape. And of course he does.
Oh! Okay, keep going, Sue.
We'll get it in a minute. John on call is going to be your winner today. What do you got, Sean?
Oh, it was Kresimir Presnicki getting thrown off course into the barrier. Loses his battle for a chance for 10th. Loses so many spots. The car heavily damaged and crab walking. Gonna barely make it to the start-finish line.
Kind of knew
think
it was
that car's
going to
gonna
happen.
make it. Nope, the Shinya Michimi Sim Racing Yellow Machine is gonna have to tow in on the last lap.
It all happened on that the back after that final chicane. We're looking at the third place car coming across right now.
Yeah. The battle for 10th is still not decided, Soup. I'm watching it. Nascimento hanging on to it. Now he cycles up to 10th as a...
Oh, look at this! Here comes the Renz! Did he run out of fuel or get a slowdown penalty?
Oh, I don't know.
He's
It
going to
must have
lose
been.
the spot.
It must have been I can't think of anything else that would have caused him to peel off. Of course, that slowdown penalty and the checkered flag if he doesn't slow
He had
up.
to serve it before he got there. That's why it was so. That's why it was so drastic. Yeah,
Wow.
he was lucky to be able to serve this and not get rear-ended. We're going to watch this one more time. 'Cause
I just don't understand how he gets a slowdown penalty, though. It doesn't look like he went all the way over the curbs. Maybe. Boy, that's hard to say. I'd sure love to talk to the guy, but man,
that cost him 3 spots.
wow.
Yeah, and it happened so it was. If you ran out of fuel, you wouldn't run out of fuel that violently. That it looks like he had to serve that black flag, and he had to serve it quickly.
And I'm seeing here in the YouTube chat where they're suspecting it was no gas, but I'm sorry, I don't think it was fuel.
Well, maybe it looked
maybe
it looked more intense than it was because everyone else was on the throttle and he had nothing there. So, whatever the case, it's going to cost him 3 positions. What we're going to do right now?
Finish.
Yeah, I know. 90 minutes and look what we get. We watched it all the way around. What a great race. Hey, stay with us. We're going to take a short break here on the Global Sim Racing channel. We'll take a quick break, then we'll be back to run down the entire standings, do driver interviews, and close-up shot. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Blancpain Endurance Series. This is the 2017 qualifier. It's the third weekend of races in 6 weekends on the schedule. And we're here at Zolder for the Sunday event, the third race of the weekend. And it was a little bit messy to start with, but in the end, once everybody settled down, boy, it got exciting. Let's run down your entire field for you. Your winner, Iberica Racing Interactive 4, wire to wire for them, except for the little time when they weren't leading during the pit stop. A pair of pure racing teams, red and black, goes second and third to round out the podium. Black Star Racing Gemini gets the 4th position. Hussenveld Core Motorsports in the final spot in the top 5. Apex Racing Simulators and Trident Racing go 6th and 7th. Team RSO BGT in the 8th spot. 9th and 10th go to Gecko Vortex Sim Racing Blue and Core Sim Racing BES. Sean?
All right, then we'll go to the 11th, and that's going to be Gecko Vortex Sim Racing. Green. Wait, I'm good with my colors, Soup, I promise. 12th is going to go to Radicals Online Steel Series. 13th, iRacing Brazil GT3. 14th today is going to be Odox Motorsports, Samsung number 30. 15th, going to go to the 555 of Element Motorsports. That's a good poker hand right there. 16th, going to be Scuderia Leone Orange. And 16th today, Friction Racing 101 17th. Orion Race Team number 3, 18th today. 19th, Iberica Racing Custom Cockpits. And rounding out your top 20, going to be Shinya Machimi Sim Racing Yellow. Those guys got a tough break today.
I'm going to make a suggestion to all the team organizers out there that you get a different system for separating your team cars. Instead of colors or numbers, something like pizza toppings maybe, or Disney princesses. Put something in there to make them a little more unique, okay? Let's go to the blackjack spot. That's G-Tros SS Orange. See, orange again. If it was G-Tros SS Cinderella, that would be kind of cool. Thrustmaster Maveria Black in the 22nd position. BRS J Blanco. This one is brutal. BRS J Blanco Team Black again. Jim Racing Black in the 24th position. A lot of black.
Bet on black, absolutely.
Yeah, that's right. Alpine Eagle Racing there in the quarter century mark. Enix Racing Red going to finish in 27th or 26th position. This one I like. Sailors, 27th. Good voyage for them. Blancpain Racing Team going to be in the 28th spot. Dar Contigo Racing Team in 29th. And rounding out the top 30, Glacier Racing BS number 3. And one of the teams I wanted to highlight there was the team that finished in 23rd position. They had a great run. That's our best qualifier, BSR J Blanco Team Black, from 49th to 23rd position, up 26 spots. Good job from them, Sean.
Big day for that team, indeed. Let's go to 21st to 31st. That's going to be Team Husaria, 31st place today. Extreme Motorsports going to finish in 32nd. German SimRacing.de number 815 going to finish 33rd. Odox Motorsports Samsung number 96, 34th. Hellenic Racing is going to be 35th. Team Chimera 36th. PND Racing 36th. Vendaval. Oh, I got out of place there. I'm sorry. PND Racing 37th. Vendaval Sim Racing 38th. Black Star Racing Fornax 39th. And Team Bushfink Racing Blue going to round out your top 40.
Okay, just to make my point, I'm actually going to use Disney princesses here for the last one when they come into colors. And Indigo Racing BES, Fusion Racing GT. Then in 43rd position is SRB Racing B. Now, Jim Racing Cinderella, Scuderia Racing Snow White, Thrustmaster Mavera Elsa, Black Bull Racing Steel. See, I like this one. Black Blue Racing Steel. They probably have one that's like aluminum and copper. Dream Racing Factory 48 there. They're going to finish in 48th position. Vandella Sim Racing Mulan in 49th. And then I'm going to round out the rest. Now I'm going to give them to you because I'm out of Disney Princess. Go, Sean.
All right. And we'll go to Champs GT Asdent.es in 50th. SRB Racing 80 in 51st. MSP Drivers Home 1, 52nd. 53rd, MSP Drivers Home 3. not a good day for both those guys. Jim Racing Gray, 54th. SimRC.de Crimson, 55th.
Ariel.
It's okay, Ariel, that's right. Okay, so, and then ERA Logitech G, the number 726 entry, 56 today. Virtual Drivers BGT, going to finish out this 57 car field in 57th, 61 laps down soon.
See what happens when Joe Peak's not around. We start to lose control here, and Amjad can't stop us. He can only mute our mic, but we have to say something. Let's go ahead and bring in some interviews here today. Hey, looks like we have the winner, so let's go ahead. Oh, are we going to bring Florian first? Okay, here we go. Florian Voite, we've talked to him before. Congratulations, racing for Pure Racing Team. Let's see, are you on the black or the red team, Florian?
I think I'm on the Cinderella team, like you commentated it. Yeah, I'm on the black team.
All right, well, let's go right to the pit stop there. You were running great with your teammate. Man, did they have a good one or you had a bad one?
The pit stop was so far pretty good. The only problem was we took a little too much fuel, and that's why we have lost about, I think, 6 seconds or something to my teammate. But in the end, we saw that Enex, red little hood, had a problem. And that's why we said, okay, we keep it just relaxed and bring it home on 2 and 3 because we didn't want to fight our teammates. Today, it's a qualifying season and we just want to take the best result with us. And so we're fine. And in the end, it was pretty nice to drive and pretty great. So good race for today.
How did the weekend go for your team so far? Was this one of those races that you needed, or did you feel pretty comfortable in what you had done earlier on Saturday?
Let's say we had 2 times really not nice races. The first race, my teammate sadly had an incident in the first chicane, and then we could not. We could finish the race, but in no way on a good position. The second race was a little better. We had P10, so we were fine for the weekend, and this race was a little, let's say, having fun. But in the end, when we saw that we had such a good position, we wanted to fight as good as possible to get in front as much as we can.
Well, let me ask you this. Now, we don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but let's assume that you do make it into the 2017 series. What would be your team expectations when you start to race up there with the big guys? Would you consider yourself to be able to run for wins in races there, or would your team just be happy to be a mid-pack team?
Well, thinking about last year, the end of last year was pretty nice. I was in the series last year. Sadly, 2 of my teammates jumped off last year, and this time I think with Denis Grabowski, I have a very good teammate, and we're trying to get minimum top 10. Yeah, and whenever we can try to get a win, we will take it.
Great. Well, it's always good to see you here on the Sunday race the GSRC gets to cover. Hopefully we'll see you next time on this one as well. Congratulations on the 3rd place today and your continued success to get into that 2017 series.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks all for watching. Thanks to our sponsors, especially Martin Ascher from Ascher Racing, who I let overtake in the last lap.
Yeah.
Shortly before the finish line. And Fry and all other sponsors and fun watchers, and have fun for the next race. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. There you go for Pure Racing Florian Black. And see, he could be like the Pure Racing Team Evil Queen if you want black as your color. All right, I'm dropping this point now. I think I've made it. I'm going to beating a dead horse here. Let's go ahead, and Sean, I'm going to let you talk to our winner. Let's go ahead and bring in John on call, who did the second leg of the race today.
Yeah, let's talk to John real quick. John, the car was amazing today. Seemed to be really hooked up. How did it feel out there on track?
Yeah, guys, it was really amazing. First of all, I want to congratulate my mate, Nestor Garcia, because he did a superb job in qualifying, setting the pole position just ahead the Audis. We know they have maybe a bit an edge of us, but he did a spectacular job. And yes, the car was amazing to drive. But the problem is that there is no grip because we didn't change the tires like many others, and it was tough because there is also another contenders going very strong from behind. But yeah, it was really, really good and really special feeling to win here.
Yeah, this is a really tough track, and you had the disadvantage of having to come out of the pit and basically work through traffic for most of your stint. That wasn't a problem for Nestor. So, in my opinion, I think you did most of the hard work today. Although Nestor got you guys off to a great start, the work you had to put in there in that second stint, that was pretty amazing in itself. Congratulations on the big win today.
Thank you. Yeah, it was a bit of traffic ahead of me, but I managed to overtake the lapped cars, losing as less time possible. I Evo did the same, so yeah, it was hard, but I also think that Nestor did really good job because the BMW isn't the best car here. Zolder is a track you need a lot of traction and the Beamer traction is not as good as the Audi. But yeah, and yes, it's also a very difficult track. The curves are very high in some corners. The off tracks, you only have 25 incidents, so you have to take care on that and try to go as fast as possible. And it worked really well.
All right, now listen, one last question. As the race was closing down, we're getting into the final minutes of the race where you're starting to getting a little concerned about the distance that Evo was making up.
Well, to be honest, I wasn't seeing the distance with Evo. I say to my teammate to not say me anything about the gap I maintain with him.
Okay, all right.
And I go straight. I know that the tires are not in good performance, so I go a bit conservative because I know I have the distance, obviously. So I secure the win and I finish the race in the best way possible.
Well, again, congratulations to you and to the team today. A big win for iRacing Interactive, and we thank you for taking the time to talk to us today. And we'll see you at Brands.
Yes, in Brands we have high expectations because the Beamer is so good in that track. So we hope to be at least fighting for the wins like here. And thank you also to you and to all the Global Sim Racing channel for broadcasting these races, and hope to bring some show in the next one also.
All right, and listen, again, great job there for that team today, iRacing Interactive, for the big winner today, and a great team there. John Ancala and Nestor had quite the day, Soup. Man, I'm exhausted. The 3-hour races are long and exhausting. I think we got just about as much out of an hour and a half today that we've gotten out of any 3-hour event today, or to this point.
Yeah, it was a pretty good race once things settled down, and honestly, it's the nature of the beast here at Zolder that with all the chicanes and a large field like this, and it being the Sunday race where a lot of people probably weren't needed to be as conservative as they were because they knew they had something in the bank already. It got a little messy, but once it sorted out, boy, it was exciting. Hey, stay with us here as we'd like to thank everybody that made this broadcast possible. We're going to start with the guys at iRacing. We are so honored to be able to bring you this broadcast, and we hope we did a good job for you. I'd like to thank RaceSpot also for letting us do this, and the Blancpain guys for sponsoring it as well. Thanks to the company's equipment and the software that you see on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. The original music that you've heard today on the broadcast is thanks to Eric Elkim and Casey Alon. See the screen for how to contact each of them. The Blancpain Endurance GT World Championship qualifiers returns in 2 weeks, and so does Joe Peak. And GSRC will be there to bring you all of that Sunday action. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, such as upcoming races or archived broadcasts, or maybe just to schedule GSRC to broadcast an event of your own, your best bet is globalsimracing.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at the Global Sim Racing Channel. And finally, on behalf of my mic mate Sean Ambrose, our director Amjad Yaman, our spotter Rob Cuss, and the camera artist Dougie Beard, I'd like to thank all of you for watching and tolerating my butchering of every name in the race with the exception of Peter Smith. Rest well and dream of large women because Joe Peak will be back with us in the booth next week. And with that said, it's time for us to go.
Can't we just dream of all women? I mean, really.
That's a line from Princess Bride there. Until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.